The audit by the Office of the Control of Budget has angered many governors and given ammunition to senators who have always demanded increased supervision of the governors in their financial spending. The report prepared in November last year shows that county governments spent less than the required 30% of their funds on development. For instance, it shows the county governments used more than 1 billion shillings for travel costs and other allowances, but in more than half the counties, the governors spent nothing on development. But the governors disputed the report, saying that during the period covered in the audit, they had inadequate funding from the national government.
The development funds came in after September. And the period that you are writing about is before September. If we got the funds for development in September, when would we have used them? The funds that we got were for the recurrent budget, were for paying salaries, and that's what we did.
Even the money for salaries did not come until September. What came in September came to the central bank from treasury, and then once that money is there, for you to withdraw, you need the authority of the controller of budget. Now, the controller of budget did not approve the withdrawal of development funds. The only money she approved was recurrent.
We have staff who we took over from other local authorities. In Kisumu, we have 3,721. You must first of all allow money for them. Otherwise, others will not be paid.
What do you expect governors to do? You want us to stop paying salaries for people without a clear reason and without a proper rationalization?
The report, which covers the period between July and September 2013, also shows that many counties have struggled to generate their own revenues. According to the audit, the 4 county governments of Nairobi, Mombasa, Narok and Bomet were the biggest spenders of funds, while West Pokot, Lamu, Elgeyo Marakwet and Wajir counties spent the least amount of money. Senators say the spending priorities of governors were wrong from the start, and there is need for legislation to curb this. The senators say this manner of spending is proof that the bill they introduced in the House seeking to amend the County Government Act, and which will eventually see the establishment of county development boards, is a necessary piece of legislation.
We are now convinced more than ever that if these boards were in place, things like what has happened now would have been prevented.
Expenditure and development expenditure, the gap is too high. You have even situations like in Nandi County where there is no single development expenditure in the first quarter, while of almost 200 million is spent on recurrent expenditure. So this is really shocking because devolution, if you read Article 174, was about development.
Public Finance Management Act insists that the development vote should be 30% of the entire budget in a county. They are all falling short of the same 30%. So we want to tell the governors that you can't have your cake and eat it.
Senators also lamented that the problem had been worsened by the fact that some county governments failed to incorporate public participation in their budget-making process. Abdi Osman, Citizen Live at 9.